Hey Iggy Filmers, Iggy Films here again, here to talk to you about the best films of 2017. So today we're going to be talking about the best films of 2017. So yeah, I got my phone right here, we got a list, and I'm going to read it out loud to you. And yeah, we're going to do this thing, man. Okay. Yeah, man. So number 10 is Suicide Squad. Oh, sorry, that's 2016. Number 10 is The Boss Baby. So yeah, The Boss Baby was a really fun time, you know. I thought it was a little too smart for me, you know. This started getting a little boring, but, you know, I really think it was just a little too smart for me, you know. Just a little too smart for me. Anyways, besides that, number 9 is probably Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. Yeah, Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. Yeah, I really like the terrible editing and the action scenes. You know, it made the action scenes way more intense. You know, and I loved how the camera was shaking all the time, so I couldn't tell what was going on. You know, it just made everything way more intense. It made everything way more intense. You know, like the action scenes were just. All right, let's restart this. All right, so my actual list for best films of the year. Is it even filming, dude? I feel like I just wasted my time. No, it's filming. So now I'm actually gonna say my actual list of the best movies of 2017. So I'll give an honorable mention to Baby Driver. I haven't seen the movie yet, but expect a review of the movie once I see it. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. It probably would have made this list. It's made a bunch of lists. I wouldn't be surprised if it made this one. So yeah. Since I don't really do reviews for every single movie I watch, unless it's like a really great movie, I'm gonna give an in-depth, kind of like a 2-minute mini review for each movie in my list. So yeah, number 10 for me is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Me personally, this film is very divisive among Star Wars fans. A lot of Star Wars fans don't like it because it doesn't really feel like a Star Wars film. And I didn't really go in to see it as a Star Wars film. I did in a way, but like I saw the good review, and every time I see a good review for a movie, like every time I see a high Rotten Tomatoes score for a movie, I go into the movie and I try to look for as many flaws as I can. And in this movie, I can't find that many flaws. And I think the reason fanboys or Star Wars fans don't like this movie as much as the critics do is because they don't like it because of the creative choices that were made for the film. Not really the way the film was made. On a technical standpoint, this film is nearly flawless. The only problems I have with it on a technical standpoint are the tone was a little inconsistent because it's a dark movie, but then it has like jokes, you know, and you know they could have cut some of those out. You know, it would have helped. There's a joke with Rey and like the Force, and if they just cut that joke out, I think that scene would have worked a lot better. You know, there's just a few jokes they should have cut out. I wouldn't cut out every single joke because you know, you don't want this to be like Batman vs. Superman, where it's all dark and gloomy, and there's like no one has a sense of humor. I would definitely keep a few of the jokes Poe Dameron says. I thought they were pretty funny, and he seems to be kind of like the comedic relief. Besides that, there were a few cuts I didn't like. I wish they kind of went with like the regular Star Wars wipe. You know, those wipes that like you know what I'm talking about, right? I kind of wish they did that instead of just a plain cut. I have one narrative problem, and that is the Rose and Finn storyline. It felt a bit disconnected. People don't like the casino scene. I personally like the casino scene. Rose and Finn, I did not feel any chemistry between them. And I don't know, maybe Rian Johnson was going for that, because it's clear Finn has feelings for Rey, but Rose has feelings for Finn. And I don't know, do you guys still want to see a review? Because I have more to say, I just don't want to spoil it for the people that haven't seen it. Comment down below if you want to see an in-depth review of Star Wars: The Last Jedi. But besides that, everything else was phenomenal. The directing is great. The music is even better than before. The acting is amazing. It's phenomenal. The characters are great. I really liked Adam Driver. I really liked Kylo Ren in this movie. And I really liked the way they used Snoke. A lot of Star Wars fans hated the way they used Snoke. Me personally, I liked it. Everything with Rey and Luke was phenomenal. I don't think they could have done it any better. Anyways, guys, I think we're talking about Star Wars a little too much. I think we should move on to the next films on our list. So yeah, guys, the next on our list is Spiderman Homecoming. So yeah, as you can see here, I have this movie on Blu-ray. It comes with the Blu-ray disc, the DVD, and a digital copy, which is great. I got this for $10 on Amazon Prime. Great deal if you come across it. Definitely pick this up. This is it's just everything I wanted to see in a Spider-Man movie. I've already made a review on this, so please check that out. But it gave us something fresh from something we've seen so many times. They didn't retell the origin story, and they try to change it as much as possible, which I like that. But they changed it. They didn't change it so much that it became unrecognizable. They changed it enough for it to be fresh. The only problems I have with this film is that the story is very simple. The love story isn't that believable. But besides that, everything else is phenomenal. Tom Holland is definitely the best Spider-Man. So yeah, if you want to hear more of my thoughts, please go to the link in the description. I talk about the film more. The next film on our list is It. I really enjoyed It. The performances were great. I really liked a lot of the cinematography. The writing was good. It took enough from the book where it was accurate. They just threw most of the stuff out and made a very straightforward story. This is kind of like a part 1 to this whole It series, so I'm excited to see where it goes. Really liked Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. I thought he was amazing as Pennywise. Some of the CGI looked a bit off. I know it's because it's like hallucinations and all, but I don't know, I think they could have done a better job. For some people it's going to be scary, and for some people it's going to be funny. For me, it was funny and uncomfortable, so it was like a perfect mix. And it kind of like juggled the tones really well for me. So yeah, I really liked It. Definitely go check it out. It's one of the best remakes in recent years. Because it's not just... Because the original It wasn't that good, so there was a reason to make a remake. So the next film on our list is Lady Bird. Lady Bird, I actually saw it. I actually saw Lady Bird last night, and this movie really only made it on my list because of nostalgia. It reminded me a lot of seeing my brother grow up, which kind of made me emotional, and it reminded me a lot of the early 2000s because lately I've been thinking, wow, it's been 10 years since I've seen Iron Man, which I know seems unrelated to this whole thing, but just think about it. It's been 10 years. I've lived in the United States since 2007. I don't know, it's crazy to think how time flies by. My only problems with this film is that it doesn't have much style to it, but the story and the writing and the performances hold it up so much, and honestly, I'm kind of giving it bonus points. This movie is honestly like a 7 out of 10, but I'm giving it an enthusiastic 8 out of 10. It actually made me emotional, which I enjoyed a lot. But yeah, if you haven't seen Lady Bird, definitely go check it out. It's only an hour and 45 minutes. The next film on our list after Lady Bird is Get Out. Get Out is... I love this movie, honestly. It has its flaws, obviously. I have my problems with every movie, but this movie... I just don't understand how Jordan Peele can direct something so good when this is his first, I believe this is his first feature film, which is amazing. I'm very excited to see what he does next. The performances in this movie were really good. There was a lot of commentary on race, and if you watch it twice, which I definitely recommend, this film is very short, you will notice so many little details, and like the attention to detail Jordan Peele put into this movie is amazing. From the cars the people drive to like certain animals. If you've seen this movie, you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways, just go check this film out. It's great, especially the second time you watch it. And it juggles the tones really well. It's like a horror comedy, and I think it juggles it really well because they have one character who's the comedic relief, which is Rod. Like, I don't know the actor's name, but I know the character's name is Rod. And he's the comedic relief in the movie. But besides that, everyone else is pretty serious. And, like, sure, they have a bit of a sense of humor, obviously, because they're people, you know? You gotta have a bit of a sense of humor. But the comedic relief in this movie is Rod, and Jordan Peele juggles those tones really well, and I'm very excited to see what he does next. But yeah, definitely go check this out if you can. I liked it so much I bought it on Blu-ray, and it actually came with the DVD and a digital copy inside. So yeah, this movie is great. Just definitely check it out. Number 5 is Okja. Okja is really good. This film honestly is nearly perfect. That goes for most of the films on this list, besides like the top 3. The performances were great. The directing is good. I wouldn't say it's amazing directing, but the directing is definitely better than most films. It's definitely above average. I really liked Tilda Swinton in this movie. I really liked Steven Yeun in this movie. I really liked the girl. I don't know her name, but I really liked her performance. And the CGI looked pretty good for a Netflix movie. So yeah, this movie is on Netflix. So for those of you guys that only watch Marvel movies, there really is no excuse to not watch this movie. This movie is on Netflix. You can watch it for free right now. You can stop this video and watch this movie. You can stop this video and watch this movie. And it's honestly great. I don't see that many people talking about it. It's very underrated. And by the end of this movie, it made me emotional. The only problems I have with this movie is probably Jake Gyllenhaal, and that's keeping this from being a 9 out of 10. And the only reason I give it a maximum of a 9 out of 10 is because of personal preference. But Jake Gyllenhaal is kind of over the top in this movie, and he kind of distracted from the whole tone of the movie. Number 4 of my top 10 favorite films of the year. I'm so glad I get to say this. I really am. I was really worried that this film was going to disappoint, but it didn't. And that film is Logan. Logan is amazing. This film is, first of all, the performances. Hugh Jackman better get an Oscar nomination. This film is phenomenal. The performances are great. Daphne Keane is great as Laura. Hugh Jackman is amazing as Wolverine. Patrick Stewart is a great Professor X in this movie, once again. And the directing is beautiful in this movie. The film is brutal. I was very surprised when I was in the movie theater. Really, the only problems I have with this movie is that the villain is kind of weak, and some of the story is a ripoff of Children of Men. But not only that, it's kind of a ripoff of other movies like The Wrestler, where it's like, you know, a hero that's like, you know, like a guy that's really not in his prime anymore. But besides that, though, this film is great. The music is good, the cinematography is good, the performances are good, and that's why I'm giving Logan an 8 out of 10, and that's why it's number 4 on my top 10 movies of the year list. So, yeah, I liked it so much, I got it on Blu-ray. Definitely recommend this movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I don't know what you're doing. I really don't know what you're doing if you have not seen this movie. But yeah, guys, let's move on to number 3. My number 3 pick is Dunkirk. Dunkirk is nearly perfect. The only thing keeping me from giving this movie a 10 out of 10 is really just personal preference. Other than that, this film is magnificent. The action is amazing, the acting is amazing, the cinematography is amazing, the practical effects are phenomenal. Christopher Nolan gives probably the best action I've seen this year. Some people like Jeremy Jahns complain about the character development, like how it needed more character development because he didn't feel attached to like the characters. But the thing is, okay, so for example, I'm going to use Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge is based on Desmond Doss, who's a real-life human being. So obviously they're going to develop his character because it's his story. But this film, Dunkirk, is called Dunkirk, and it's about what happened at Dunkirk. These men need to get the hell out of this beach, and they don't have time to just sit around the campfire and be like, yeah, I got a wife and kids at home, you know. Like they don't have time to do that, and Nolan knows this. So that's why he focuses on the event more than the characters. And like in a way, he develops the character in a way we haven't seen before. So yeah, again, if you haven't seen this movie, I really don't know what you're doing. Definitely go check it out. Again, this movie is really short. Surprisingly, for Christopher Nolan, it's really short. I'm guessing because it's more about the event and it's not about a bunch of characters. And honestly, I might give it a 10 out of 10. We'll see for this video. I'm really stuck between 9 and 10. Not that these ratings even matter. So yeah, these top 2 movies of 2017 are honestly tied for me. My number 2 choice shouldn't come as any surprise to you guys. It is Blade Runner 2049. I've reviewed this movie. This movie is goddamn perfect. The action is good. The cinematography is beautiful. The music is amazing. The performances are great. I wasn't bored a single second during this movie. It did drag a bit, but it wasn't too bad that like I completely lost interest in the movie and that like I missed something and then I got confused and I was like and then I got frustrated. No, I was intrigued. I was intrigued the whole time while watching this movie. This movie is goddamn perfect. Just like Chris Stuckman said, this film is going to be the film that inspires future generations of filmmakers. And this is directed by Denis Villeneuve, who I believe directed Arrival, which I also have on Blu-ray over there. That's already 2 great movies that I've seen from him, and I bet he's done more in the past, but I really hope he keeps this streak going on. This movie is phenomenal. Not only that, but the effects are amazing in this movie. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna shut up about it. I have my review in the description. It's kind of a short review. It's more like a video essay. So yeah, guys, my number 1 pick for best movie of 2017 really shouldn't come as a shock to any of you. That is The Shape of Water. The Shape of Water is goddamn perfect. From the performances, the directing, the music, chemistry between the fish creature and Sally Hawkins' character, it was amazing. And Guillermo del Toro did such a great job at having Sally Hawkins' character say so much, but at the same time, she's quiet throughout the whole movie. Sally Hawkins does such a great job at showing her emotions. Also, like I said, the music is amazing, especially the main theme. The main theme has been stuck in my head, and it is just perfect. This is not one of those movies you'd see with your mom or grandma or grandpa. This is not one of those films that you see with family. This is a Guillermo del Toro film, so even if it's a quiet, peaceful, romantic film, there's still going to be some stuff in there. I already have a review up for this movie on my channel. I'll have a link in the description. The Shape of Water is definitely the best film I've seen this year. So yeah, guys, that is it for the video. It's been a great year, honestly, for movies, and it's been a great year for my channel. I think I've grown as a filmmaker a lot, and I'm excited to show you guys my new skills in filmmaking in my next Spider-Man fan film, which I'm actually working on. But yeah, guys, in the description, I'm going to have every single movie I saw in 2017 and a rating next to it. So if you guys have been wondering what I thought of a particular movie, my rating will be in the description, and if you guys want an in-depth review on it, and just comment down below, and I'll try to make a review for the movie. But yeah, guys, that is it for the video. Don't forget to like, share this video if you enjoyed it. It really helps a lot. And most of all, don't forget to subscribe. So, yeah, guys, see you later.